Move over all you cats and dogs out there, the big boys are in the house. Keeping a cat or a dog is simply too basic for some celebrities, as they need something much more magnificent and Insta-worthy. What's more magnificent of a flex than having your own gallant horse worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? Horses are the perfect flex for celebs looking to add to their already extravagant lifestyles. It shows they have a heart and plenty of cash to take care of them. Hi, welcome back to Grand Luxury and another episode of Cool Things That the Rich Own. In today's video, we are going to look at 8 celebrities who own some of the most expensive horses in the world. Before we dive into celebrity stables, please pause the video and let us know in the comments below whether you have or would ever consider owning a horse. Is it too high maintenance for your liking? Also, please show us some love by smashing up that like button, hitting the subscribe icon, and tickling that bell notification to all, so you get all the latest and greatest vids we make. Without more delay, let's jump right into it. 8. Johnny Depp. Believe it or not, Depp and Heard's relationship wasn't always rocky. They too had their honeymoon phase in which Depp didn't just buy her mundane things like diamonds or gold, but instead, he bought her a horse. Depp had already been riding on his own horse while shooting The Lone Ranger, but it seems to us like the actor got really lonely and missed his big furry friend. In need of companionship, he bought Heard her very own horse. What's a gift like this worth when it is close to your heart? Well, in a figurative amount, a few $100,000 big ones. However, this wasn't the first time Depp expressed interest in riding horses. Back in 2005, long before Hurricane Heard came into his life, Depp bought a 41-acre Kentucky farm for $3 million, just to keep his collection of horses. One of them was the gray horse featured in Depp's movie Sleepy Hollow, which was adopted by him at the end of the film. Legend has it that this specific horse was one-eyed and was about to be put down after the movie when Depp, the superhero, saved him. The guy sure seems to have a big heart, one that was torn by Heard. At least that ended well for him. 7. Kendall Jenner. When you're one of the highest paid models in the industry, you'll want it all, including some expensive horses. While Kendall has featured many horses in her photo shoots, she herself owns just 2 beautiful ones. And just like Kendall, these horses live a luxurious life. One of them, called Little Joe, was pictured wearing a $9,000 Hermes saddle. Since this costs more than most people's monthly rent, the internet was enraged by Kendall's expensive splurge and many people bashed her relentlessly, but the horse-riding queen just galloped away from the haters. Good on her. 6. Madonna. The Queen of Pop has already established that we live in a material world, and she's just a material girl, so it definitely doesn't come as a surprise that she bought some Portuguese horses for a whopping $100,000. However, what does come as a surprise is that Madonna actually fell off her horse at the age of 47, breaking her collarbone and 3 of her ribs. But this did not stop her, as she seems to have got back on the horse, posing some Insta-worthy shots of her riding into the sunset. Nice! 5. Bella Hadid. And we got another successful model on this list. But this one wasn't born with a silver spoon in hand. In fact, she grew up on her mother's farm in Pennsylvania, and since then she has passionately loved horses. But of course, you can't make a career out of that, hence the model had to resort to modeling. However, that doesn't mean that her love for horses has died. In fact, a few years ago, Bella introduced her fans to her equestrian-trained horse, Blue, through her Instagram posts. If you guys didn't know, equestrian-trained horses can cost a minimum of $10,000 and require $3,000 for monthly maintenance. Well, it seems like they are worth it, especially when you take a look at Bella's Blue with its lush brown mane and stormy blue eyes. A pretty good price tag considering a fashion handbag can easily cost more. Queen Elizabeth, Kanye West, MC Hammer, and Viggo Mortensen are all coming up. Liking the video so far, guys? Please give us a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, as it really helps us out. Share it if you can as well. Let's continue. 4. Queen Elizabeth II. The life of a royal is incomplete without a few expensive horses, and the same applies to the recently deceased Queen Elizabeth II. The Queen was gifted some Canadian RCMP-trained horses that can cost anywhere between $25,000 to $125,000, and according to her, it was her favorite gift. If you bump into any royals, you now know what to get them for their birthday. Thank us later. Her Majesty also owned some very expensive racehorses, and the investment was not wasted. In 2016, one of her racehorses allowed her to win $775,325, building on her wealth. See? Who says that horses just poop all day? They can generate a good profit too if you put them to work. 3. Kanye West. In 2021, when Kanye West wasn't as unhinged, he sold his 3,888-acre Wyoming ranch for a reasonable $11 million. While he lived there, he bought 14 horses for his 4 children. That means each had 3.5 horses each. Among them, the Frisian horses, which cost approximately $30,000. So you do the math, 30,000 times 14. With a net worth of $2 billion though, who really cares? It's all a drop in the bucket. Kanye could basically feed them gold hay all day and still have enough. But you can guess that these stables probably cost more than a few $100,000. Long before they divorced, Kim, as usual, would flex those horses on her social media, and one of them was a real beauty. It's a Frisian black horse with a mane that Rapunzel would envy. One can only wonder who got custody of this horse. Where are they today? 2. MC Hammer. For those of you who are babies born in the 2000s, you might not know this guy. MC Hammer is a rapper who was all the rage in the 90s. As a self-proclaimed son of the king, Hammer, like most rappers, had a thirst for all things luxury. At the peak of his career, the guy had a net worth of a whopping $70 million, and Hammer did not hesitate to smash it away. He went on shopping sprees and bought 17 luxury cars, 2 helicopters, and 21 racehorses, each costing an estimated $1 million. Unfortunately for him, he was better at spending his money than retaining it, and within 5 years after his shopping spree, he had to file for bankruptcy. We guess the banks can indeed touch this. 1. Viggo Mortensen. When you spend 3 years in the fantasy world of Middle-earth, you're likely to build an attachment to your only mode of transport, i.e. horses. Just like Depp, Mortensen grew fond of the 2 equine beauties he used while filming the Lord of the Rings series and ended up buying them later on. Similarly, he also bought the horse he rode throughout the horse racing film Hidalgo. We do not know the exact price of these horses, but we can surely say that training movie horses with colors as rare as those bought by Mortensen can cost a few $100,000 to a few million. With that, we reach the end of our equine adventures. Do you think horses are worth the thousands, or would you rather spend that money on a Ferrari, Lambo, or something less high maintenance? After all, they do have much more horsepower versus just one horse's power. If you haven't already done so, please make sure to smash that like button, hit the subscribe icon, and turn on the notification bell to all. Thanks for tuning into this episode, and make sure to look at some of our older content as well. Bye for now, guys!